Hey everybody, welcome to today's guest speaker. I'm so excited, and I know a lot of you guys signed up to catch the replay, so be sure to forward this on to your teammates and your crossline friends and everyone else who needs it. If you do not know Lisa Zimmer yet, you're going to be a big fan after today. So be sure to listen all the way through, and in the follow-up email, I will give everyone the link to her group. And Lisa's just amazing for a lot of reasons, but one of the big reasons is she believes in the notion that a rising tide lifts all boats. And she just does so much to help wellness advocates across the board. It's not just for people on her own team. And she just gives away so much of her time and her expertise. And it's just really remarkable, and I think speaks volumes to the doTERRA culture and to Lisa. So very excited to have her today. I know you guys will learn a lot. I just want to tell you guys who I am really quick in case you don't know me. We have people joining from a lot of different places, and you might be cross-line to me on the Essentials Coach team under Sherry Breeman, or if you're from Health Coaching Collaborations or Functional Essential Oil Education Group. Welcome everybody, and whatever you're here for, we're just going to give you lots of good tips about how to make things simpler. I think we tend to all overcomplicate things for ourselves and for our customers, potential customers. And Lisa's just going to show you a completely better way. I bring into my groups a lot of education to help both wellness advocates and health coaches to do things better, more efficient, to be doing marketing in a very genuine, authentic way, how to be more organized, deep dive into particular topics. And one of the other things I do is help provide education beyond the basics of essential oils. So if you feel like you need a little bit of a confidence boost and you want to look at a little bit of the science or go a little deeper into something, I offer all of that in my group. So happy to provide that to anybody who's interested. But I'm going to turn it over today. We're here for Lisa, so I'm going to turn it over to her. She's a doTERRA Diamond, and she has lots of great stuff to teach us. So I'll turn it over to you, Lisa.
Thanks, Tricia. I'm excited to be here. First of all, thanks for having me. So as Tricia said, I'm a doTERRA Diamond, and I love to explain that very simply, no matter who I'm talking to as. All that means to you being a doTERRA Diamond is that I help lots of people learn about essential oils and change their life. And then I also love to teach other people how to do what I do so we can change the world of healthcare. And so what I found in my doTERRA journey, first of all, just a real snippet of how I landed on this thing called doTERRA, in this world called doTERRA, because it is an entire lifestyle once you get started. I took a prescription medication for a sinus infection in 2011. Within 5 days, I was completely disabled with brain damage and ended up in a wheelchair for 6 months and was disabled for almost 3 years. About 2 years and 7 months into our journey, a friend of mine I met for lunch, and she handed me a doTERRA catalog and said, I went to one of these classes. People are having amazing results, supporting their bodies with these. And I think that maybe you could take a look at it. And I said, Jules, really? What's a $20 bottle of oil going to do for me right now, right? So we're talking, we went and did the math recently, and we were $175,000 out of pocket by the time I had talked to my friend about essential oils. And all she did was hand me a catalog because she didn't know anything about it whatsoever, except she went to a class and they gave her a catalog. And I talked myself into it that afternoon, called the lady on the telephone and said, I want to get this, but I just want a bottle of Digestin. And I got my own account with a bottle of Digestin. 3 months later, I was completely better. And so that's when 3 months after that, I told my husband, I don't want to go back to the world of real estate. I want to change the world, and I want to save other people from going what we went through. And my doTERRA journey began. And I was fortunate in that I still had a little residual brain damage. And so I had no fear of telling people about essential oils. And I also didn't know anything, which was a huge benefit to me. Because my very first person that I helped, I was able to say, I don't know anything about this, Adrienne, but I'm better. They're awesome. let's just help you get started with one of these starter kits because it's a better deal. Okay. Then the downside of doTERRA started taking over. I started getting tons of education, picking up tons of lingo, and started using it in our journey to build doTERRA. And for 2 years, we became amazing and complicated. So everybody wanted to come to our classes and learn from us, and nobody wanted to do what we did.
Right.
Because it was amazing and it was complicated. And so everyone kept sending people to us, and it was difficult, but we reached our goal of diamond. I was very excited. We did it. And then I said, I don't love this anymore. This is too complicated. I'm tired of doing it for everyone. We've got to change this system. And my husband said, find the parts that you love. After working with, we enrolled 400 people in 2 years, and none of them wanted to, do what we did because it was too hard. He said, go back and figure out what you did at the beginning. And I said, I didn't know anything at the beginning. We're going to teach everyone in doTERRA who want to share the products and change the world how to stop knowing everything and do the Zimmer system, which is exactly how I was enrolled, right? I was enrolled by a girl who was brand new and didn't know what to say, so she didn't say hardly anything, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. When we start knowing more in doTERRA, we get doTERRA diarrhea of the mouth, we call it. And so we came up with the Zimmer system, which is, I came up with a trifold brochure because I found it very intimidating and frustrating to be out in public or get an email or be, just in an elevator and have someone say, oh, what's that you're using there? It smells amazing. And I'd say essential oils, and they'd say, oh, I've been wanting to know more about that. Tell me about that. I didn't know what to say. I was paralyzed. So I came up with the 60-second enrollment speech, script, whatever you want to call it. Really, it's what the young lady did on the phone with me who didn't know anything, and I just refined it. And so I've teaching everyone in doTERRA who want to share this 60-second script, which is as simple as Tricia says, hey, tell me about your oils. I say, awesome, I'd love to. They've changed our lives, and we use them to make over our whole bathroom cabinet and use natural tools because we've had bad experiences with other options. Tell me about you, Tricia. What would you love help with? Tell me about you. Do you have any trouble sleeping? Do you have aches and discomforts? Could you use some joint support? Right? You'll find your language. You know what I'm saying. And get them to talk about them. And the answer is, awesome, we can totally help with that. Because if you've been in this business long enough, doTERRA created that top 10 kits for a reason, because there's something in there for everything. And so we have 100% confidence in that now after 4 years. But the answer to get everyone started is one of those starter kits, because it really is the best price, the most savings, and has something for everyone in their family or every situation. And so my answer then back to Tricia is, awesome, let's help you get started. The best way for everyone to start in doTERRA is to get a starter kit. We have a small bottle kit for $150 or a large bottle kit for $275. Which are you comfortable with, Tricia? And I hand them a trifold out of my purse, which is just a single piece of paper that says the same thing and tells them more. Boom, done. Probably 75 to 80% then enroll on the spot with a small bottle kit or big bottle kit. And we don't say enroll, and we don't say membership. We say, shall we go ahead and order? It helps you get your own wholesale account with doTERRA. Shall we go ahead and order that? Never say member, never say enroll. Those are scary commitment words. Everybody, when you say those words, they think gym membership.
Yeah.
You paid $30 or $50 a month for a year, and you went twice.
Yeah, I think you own now.
And had to pay a big penalty, right? So you just don't say those words. Get your own wholesale account with doTERRA. Get your own account with doTERRA. And we've also come up with the system or the solution. I'm all about simple and solutions. And when they're like, oh yeah, that really isn't in my budget. Awesome. We have a mini starter kit. Of course, I have a handout for that. People are visual. They need a tool. They want to see a pretty picture. They want to read, and they want to step by step. And so we have a handout for $10 on our website. It tells you exactly how to enroll them with the mini intro kit and give them all the features and benefits of that lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And they can get their own wholesale account. Our top 3 oils for only $55. Should we go ahead and start with that?
Yeah.
And so it's all about, see how we just did all of that in a minute or two, and I gave you the background explanation of how to do it in a minute or two, right? Yeah. No more like of information and over explaining and EVs and OVs and LLVs and none of that. I don't say family essentials or home essentials. Nobody knows what that means. I don't say frankincense or oregano or brie. They don't know. They don't care. They just want the problem solved. And they want you to say, yes, I can solve them. Here's the answer. And so that's when and we implemented it for a while, before we rolled it out. And we were like, seriously, we spent 2 years doing, 2-hour presentations and 2-hour follow-ups, and people came out of it knowing and retaining exactly what they do from this 60-second. And then we get them into, like you said, you love expanded oils education. Then we get them into the expanded oils education, not give them the PhD in doTERRA when they haven't even, weaned from the breast yet of doTERRA. Right?
Right.
Wow.
I know. I think sometimes we assume we have to defend it the first time we talk with somebody, and we need to remember that we don't.
They don't. Just have confidence in it. I do. If you have, I have so much confidence in it because of what we went through, and I have no fear because I 100% believe that they need this, that they should get it. This is the best way to get it. I'd like to go ahead and help you do that. What are you comfortable with? And I just got a testimonial screenshot from someone this weekend. She said, I just enrolled someone with a natural solution kit doing the 60-second enrollment, all because I said, or handed them the trifold that's got the 3 most popular kits, right? Handed them the trifold and said, which are you most comfortable with? And they natural solutions kit. She's like, I don't even know what to say right now.
Yeah, because when you give them 10 options, they're probably going to choose nothing because it's too much to figure out.
Mm-hmm. Someone asked me, so you don't give out a price list or a catalog? I'm like, heavens, no. That's like the kiss of death. Simple. So our trifold is literally the class in a box, condensed down to a single piece of paper, doTERRA approved, partner with doTERRA, licensing, marketing, compliance, the whole ball of wax is on here. And that's super important to make sure that tools you're using are approved through doTERRA. And that trifold is literally something we keep in our purse. So I challenged people. I have a group where I teach other people in the doTERRA business how to do these things for free. Is it okay to direct them to that group for these tips? Okay. Lisa Zimmer, Essential Oils Biz Tips. People are like, wow, that's a mouthful. It is, but once you get into my group, you'll learn there's a method to all my madness. I wanted to brand Lisa Zimmer. I wanted people of all essential oils to be able to find it. That way when people come in from other essential oil companies, we help them switch to us. And biz tips, I wanted people to start learning actual business tips and how to build a real business and use language that people understand and customer retention. To get our trifold in any of our tools, I'm answering this because someone just asked it on chat. You go to lisazimmer.net/shop, or you can just go to lisazimmer.net and then click on handouts. We have handouts and tools for Canada, Australia, UK, US, and we have some US market Spanish tools. We have the basics. Oh yay, Linda says, I love your group, tons of info. All right, so most of what we do is free. So we're not just there to sell stuff, but the sales that we do get from the trifold and from our handouts that we do fund the groups that we do everything for free. And we have tons of free tools in those groups in the files tab too. So then we were at a point in our business 2 years in, hitting diamond, and nobody was coming to classes anymore. because they'd already heard the 101. These are our top 10 oils, and use frankincense for. And because they were amazing classes, my husband taught most of them, and he's very charismatic and funny and awesome. They'd enroll, but nobody came back. It was the same class. And I was like, we got to do this different. I want to have more fun. Like, this is not fun, and this is not engaging. And we had, at that point in time, been doing some monthly workshops for our members where people actually make stuff. And what I saw happen in those was a complete transformation of our doTERRA business, where people were talking to each other. They were having much better comprehension of the oils and how to use them when they did something with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not just passing them around and smelling the bottle or putting some on their hands. They were finally comprehending the how, the roll it somewhere, and building community and friendships within the group. So all the focus was taken off of me. Like, oh, if you need to know anything in doTERRA, contact the Zimmers. Right? No! Friends, if Tricia told you she used this oil for this, call Tricia. Right? And start building community and friendships. And what that built was a transformation from like a sales process to a real like lifestyle and community of relationships and friendships. So even those people that were really having a hard time getting it didn't leave, because they knew next month they could come back to a safe place where they wouldn't be judged and wouldn't feel dumb, and they would get it. So we transformed our classes into that setting. So then we created the make and take system, very strategic, and quite a bit of money putting these together, research, focus groups, like what's the most that we can get for the least amount of information overload. So it's a single piece of paper that you do at class, not, more. And it tells them exactly what to get to start with, this one or this one, exactly what to get next, products that, of course, equal, 125 PV or more, or 200 PV, so that they could take advantage of free promotions that could be out. And then the top 5 to 10 ways to use those products for their specific needs.
Awesome.
No information overload. So simple to teach. So we have brand new people doing this, where they literally, at the very first class we did, make and take style like this, someone in the audience was brand new to doTERRA, brand new to our group, came to my class, got done. She said, well, that was really easy. You just read that brochure thingy and that thingy, and I really think I would like to do this. Can I just go ahead and teach these classes by myself with my own friends and family and just do what you just did? And I was like,
mic drop. Yeah.
Mic drop. Literally, I think I almost passed out. Because she was brand spanking new, and I had people that I was dragging along for 2 years, still afraid to teach, because they didn't understand and comprehend sesquiterpenes and antibacterial and cell membranes and blood-brain barrier, and so they didn't feel comfortable repeating those things. You never hear those words come from our mouth anymore in a class. Read it, duplicate it. So that's our system. That's what we love teaching people. Right before we logged on today, and then we teach people how to do this at vendor events, right? Because vendor events, we were always like, if we got one enrollment, it was like party time.
Yeah.
Right? Vendor event, because these are complete strangers who might not even be interested in essential oils, but you just got them to grab them because you put some oil on them as they walk by, right? And she sent me a message today, and she'd been on hiatus from her business altogether for a little bit. She just came back, and she said, I cannot believe the Zimmer system. I just got 17 enrollments in the last 8 days.
That's insane.
A vendor event, one make and take class, and one sip and shop. And one of the ladies that attended the class just invited her to teach our women's wellness handout, make and take, for 25 women in January. And she finally feels like she can actually reach silver and get to leadership. And I was like, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I like what you said about not being the gatekeeper. I think a lot of people think everything has to flow through you to maintain some control and to be
Control.
an expert. And there's magic when you let that go. And that, empowers people to become teachers, but also, grab your phone, grab your book. Like, you can look it up as easily as I can, and they just learn to help themselves. They don't always have to go through you, and that means you're freed up to help more and more people, and you don't need to be that gatekeeper. So I think that's a huge mindset shift that creates a lot of magic. I'm glad you brought that up.
You just explained like me to a T and all the problems too. The control freak, wanting everybody to do it perfect, I let it go. I said, go fail fast and figure it out. And part of our teaching in the Zimmer system is when someone looks at a handout, they're like, oh, so what else does balance do? I don't know, Tricia. Let's look that up. Here's how we do that. And we go to, right? We go to our book and we say, I'm going to show you how. Whereas before, I would be like, I'm going to show them how amazing I am, everything I know about balance, and I'm going to wow them. It's like the kiss of death, right?
Yeah.
Because then every time they want to know the really good stuff about any oil, it was 1-800 call Lisa or text her or PM her. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you've got 400 people in 2 years. I mean, there's just no way you can do it without losing your mind.
We hit 100, and I was like waking up to 20 text messages a morning, and I was like, this is not physically possible.
Yeah.
So then we also came up with the problem-solving tool for that. We created an FAQ system. I literally just collected I've implemented mine a while ago. So for like a year, I collected the most commonly asked questions in doTERRA, the top 20, like a brand new member, because we'd have trouble getting people to their overview, their wellness consult. They'd cancel, you'd never see them again. But we needed those tools in their hands. So I put together an FAQ system of like the top 20 questions, put them in posts in a PDF so that when Tricia, enrolls with me, I add her into that FAQ portion of our Facebook group, and I tag her and post 1, 2, and 3 on how to get started, how to use those oils that are coming, what supplies you might want before they come. And by the time we talk at 7 to 10 days, you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, you've even had a mini membership overview, so if you cancel on me, you're still rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
And our FAQ systems for customers contributed, amongst other things that we do, we're a team of 1,600 with a 70 to 80% retention LRP rate. Our builders that started after we implemented the Zimmer system have an 80 to 100% on LRP rate.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. It is insane, isn't it? I mentor some people now and I look at the rates and I'm like, whoa, like some pretty high ranks at like 20. I know
everyone listening was a dog, their ears would be going straight up right now. Mm-hmm. Here's what you guys need to do. Join Lisa's group and block out some time. Watch her videos. Use the search bar and search on stuff. She explains all of this stuff. If it seems like, oh gosh, that's a lot to know, it's really not. She explains it all. She breaks it down and shows you the system. Just go in her group and watch her videos. It's worth, block an hour and just go through it, and it'll start making complete sense, and you can just start doing it because it's just simpler than what you're doing now, most likely. And it's worth that, that hour of time, every week, or turn on the notifications in her group. So that way when she goes live or does something, you'll get a notice and you'll be able to chime in just a little bit every day.
Yep. And nuggets. Otherwise you'll get in like, I love videos and lives. You'll get in like the video, like black hole. Lisa's not get out. So I tell people, even my own team, when they're like, oh my gosh, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And I'm like, okay, stop learning. Hashtag stop learning. I always say hashtag action first, hashtag learning second. Like just do something, right? And so all I really want people coming away, and I teach my whole team, even our customers, to enroll their own friends and family. And all people really need, trifold, 60-second enrollment, have an FAQ system to funnel them to. Because probably if you break down your back office, probably 75% of the people that you talk to in doTERRA didn't come from a class.
Right.
They're probably going to come from, I ran into you in the street, so-and-so referred you, whatever, right? So trifold for everything. And then you keep teaching the classes and get those class numbers bigger, right? But trifold 60-second enrollment and get an FAQ system, your own, or use your uplines. That's the top 3 things. 1, 2, 3, boom.
Yeah.
And then grow into step 4, making takes. But yeah.
And I know you have in your group an explanation of how to edit. If people want to buy that brochure, how to edit.
Yep.
If someone's not tech savvy, is it difficult or easy?
So it depends. And so I figured it out using Adobe Illustrator, but I pay for that PDF editor. The free PDF editor, sedgta.com, that we use, there's a video tutorial in the Facebook group, and it's SEJDA.
Okay.
Yep, we typo it all the time too. SEJDA.com. And you can edit the trifold, you can edit the tools. But again, I'm not techie. So we put a solution in place. There's a woman in our group, Lana Perry, and she'll edit any tool for $10 to $20, depending on the number of your edits.
Okay, awesome.
If there's a problem, I want a solution for it that doesn't include me. And that's part of what we want to build too, is like the expert network. I made this huge mistake in doTERRA. I used to say, if someone would have told me that I was going to be responsible and feel obligated to all these people 24/7, I never would have done this business, because it literally was sucking the life out of me. Like, I have to be the expert in everything. And now we know, no, don't be the expert in anything. Just be the traffic director.
Yeah.
If someone has trouble with mindset, find somebody who's good at mindset and direct them there. Somebody's good at Facebook building, know who that is, and direct them there. And now I don't have this pressure to be anything other than the traffic director, helping get the tools, and don't be everybody's everything, or you will like have the life literally sucked out of you.
Yeah. Awesome.
And so we built the expert network and biz tips. So if you've got a problem, you're going to find it.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's just so nice to connect in with your community over there. People are so friendly and helpful, and just do some networking over there is awesome. A few questions from the chat. Let's see. Do you consider the small bottle kit to be the Aroma Touch or Family Essentials? Curious because on her trifold, it's Aroma Touch, Home Essentials, and Natural Solutions.
Excellent question. And so I did that very strategically because Aroma Touch was fairly new. And in my own personal opinion, the simplest, easy way to start is an Aroma Touch kit. If someone says, I want to choose the small bottle kit, because it comes with the diffuser, it comes with the coconut oil. So I can actually say the small bottle kit for $155 and the big bottle kit for $280. And I can add on now doTERRA's 6-pack of their rollers to the Aroma Touch kit. And then in the follow-up, there isn't, oh, now you got to order rollers. Oh, now you got to order coconut oil.
Yeah.
They literally get diffuser, coconut, and oil rollers, and they are off and running. There's no extra thing I have to tell them to spend money on.
Yeah, I agree. I started with the Family Essentials kit, and they sat in my drawer for 6 months. Because if you don't have a diffuser or coconut oil, what the heck are you going to do with it?
Yep.
So I don't like selling that kit. Yeah.
And so, plus, for people that do love selling that kit, the Family Essentials kit, it's much easier to say, we have the small bottle version of this top 10 kit for $150 and this larger bottle for $275, which you're comfortable with. Whereas if Family Essentials was here and not Aroma Touch, and they're like, well, do you have a small one with a diffuser? Now try to remember off the top of your head when you're brand new what comes in the Aroma Touch kit.
Yeah.
So this really presents for kids if need be.
Yeah.
But again, actually, to be honest, if people say $150, they don't even know what's coming in the mail. It's not necessary. They don't understand the names or how to use them yet, so I don't even explain the difference. And they are super excited, unless they need frankincense. And then I just automatically order Family Essentials, so they don't have to add on a $70 bottle of frankincense.
So how do you take it to the next step and approach the LRP and get them understanding the value of LRP?
So the trifold touches on it with a little blurb about option to buy through our monthly ordering with a minimum order of 1 PV plus 10 to 30%. So we are constantly planting seeds throughout our whole process. So once they get enrolled, that seed is planted on the trifold, but also then the second we enroll someone, we add and tag them in our FAQ system and post number 3. Here's how to get started. Here's how to use what's coming. Here's how you order more. And we explain LRP. I also, every time I go live, every YouTube video for products, every post that I make, regardless of where it is, whether it's private for my team or public for prospects on my team, I actually say, here's how we get these products. If you're new here, get your own account. And the pinned post has how to get your own account. Or don't forget, always order in the monthly rewards cart. We call it LRP. And I wish they would change the name to monthly rewards cart because that's self-explanatory, but that's okay. You're going to learn that I only use like normal people language to explain things. There's no abbreviations. There's no lingo, right? Own wholesale account, monthly rewards. You get rewards cart. It's your cart. So it could have been in your monthly rewards cart called LRP, and minimum order is $1. You get your shipping back, and you get 10 to 30% back in extra perks, and you get free oils. You get free stuff. When you start explaining things in normal everyday language, people will be able to understand it. So that's how, if people aren't on LRP on our team, it's simply because they're not ordering at all, because we didn't connect with them, they didn't get it, or whatever. And our ongoing education on a daily basis for our members and public are skincare, hair care, body care, and supplements, not always oils. Those are always promoted, skincare, hair care, body care, supplements, because those are products that are not intimidating or overwhelming. You're going to have people that never get the oils, that never open that box. So we make sure that the second someone enrolls with us, they have a goodie bag in their hands of non-oil products: shampoo and conditioner, deep blue rub, toothpaste, On Guard drop, breathe drop, and a mini $1 book that talks about stuff so they can build their wish list. And then a couple maybe pre-made rollers of our favorite, like top sellers, a Balance and Serenity, little 5 milliliter roller. Who doesn't know what that recipe is, right? Mm-hmm. And doTERRA, that's like the #1 selling recipe in a roller. And then I came up with a perfume blend to plant the seeds. So as soon as they enroll, they're using that stuff for a week before their oils come. And their first LRP, like they're dying. A lot of people on our team have their LRP set up before we've even talked to them, and before their products' original orders even come. The old me was trying to control every part of the process. Didn't tell them about LRP until we could sit together and I could set up their cart for them. Now people set up their own cart because we give them a little 2 to 4 minute video how, why. They have their goodie bag, they used it, they loved it. Who doesn't love those hair care? Right? 75 cents.
That's a good point, to make sure that they are introduced to something that's not so overwhelming, not so hard to understand or get.
Everybody knows how to wash their hair and brush their teeth.
Everybody washes their hands. Everybody brushes their teeth. The deep blue rub is just magical. You put it on and they just, I have to have this.
Mm-hmm. Done.
I've actually been surprised. I've given away toothpaste samples to anybody, anywhere who will take it. And
great teeth.
I'll go home and use it and be like, I need to order stuff because that toothpaste is amazing. And I'm like, really? Yes, really.
I won someone over with an On Guard drop.
Yeah.
It was in the goodie bag. She had a dry, scratchy throat, and she woke up the next day and it was gone because of an On Guard drop. And she got an LRP the very next day, and her products didn't come for like 3 more days for her original order. I'm like, this is amazeballs. So, and then we just do other little tips that you can learn about solidifying your LRPs, because your retention and LRP is equally as important as enrollments. So if you're not putting as much effort into educating about that, then you're destroying your business.
Yeah. And another question from the chat. Wondering how your customers pay at a vendor event. Do you enter their order on the spot on your phone or iPad?
It depends. We do both. I'm always problem solving. And the first vendor that where I did that and couldn't get couldn't get any connection because we were in a dead spot in this big building. I realized to always bring paper enrollments, no matter how techy you are. So we do both, whatever they're comfortable with or whatever the situation allows. We do it right on the spot if we can.
And then for make and take classes, do you ever put dropper tops on the bottles to help people better control the number of drops they're using so they don't, tip it over and kind of go crazy?
So that's brilliant. And I've been thinking about that this week since I just had to order dropper tops for Yarrow Palm. I put dropper tops now on Vetiver, Yarrow Palm, and a couple others.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide. So I haven't yet because I'm kind of like, oh, our wellness advocate's going to say, seriously, I have to buy one more tool and complicate this process. My other mindset was, as the customer, are they going to get their oils and be like, now I got to order dropper tops? So I haven't done it. So I don't think I'm going to go there, even though I think it is a really smart thing to do for ease and convenience. But I think what it's teaching and what the repercussions are is going to hold people back or delay their process or have a negative. Does that make sense? So one of my top 5 strengths is analytical. It's a curse.
I do find it interesting though, like once people get into their oils, they're like, oh, the vetiver is killing me. Being like, oh, that's easy. Just do the dropper top. And then they're like, that's awesome. Or teaching them how to, like when there's only a little vetiver left, like take that bottle and make up your blend and put a dropper top on it. And then they're just so happy. So but that's not for the newbie though.
Yep, that's the stuff we do later. Don't try to solve like all the PhD problem solving in step 1, or then you just literally fry their brain. And then they'll be like, well, how do I know if I need a dropper top? Which oils need a dropper top? Overstimulation.
I have a question for you. When people come at you with kind of getting into the weeds, how do you get back and keep it simple? They're getting to the weeds on, I heard lavender is estrogenic, or, I heard that lemon wrecks your mucous membranes, or like they're in the weeds. And how do you pull them out and be like, oils are not scary. They are not forget the fear mongering. Like, how do you bring them back up out of that?
So, because I got so sick of those questions, I'm going to find the posts every time. So you never want to answer it yourself. That's like the worst thing you can do. Because again, now you just made yourself the expert. You might say something wrong. The person on the other side might be smarter than you, and you will fall into that pitfall. Never answer them yourself. Never defend it yourself. Find a legitimate original resource and redirect and deflect. So what I mean by that is, on my team, everyone knows if someone says, oh, lavender makes boys grow breasts, or eucalyptus and peppermint kill kids, and right, all of them, we've got them all. Oils killed Ernie the cat. Like, none of that's true, but I don't have time to sit and defend it. So I have one of the posts in my FAQ system and my FAQ PDF. So if they're not on Facebook, boom, you go grab it. I've collected all those links to either Dr. Hill or some other professional debunking the myth, so it's not me. Oh, excellent question, Tricia, and I tag you in post 19 on myths and fear-mongering and clickbait.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's how Functional Essential Oil Education Group is set up in units. You can find the appropriate unit or use the search bar and find the link, the study, the expert, the whatever, and do the same thing.
Make it you. Don't get into a debate over someone and their beloved pet or their child that they don't want to die from peppermint, right? Like, it's too emotional driven, and just keep it fact driven and direct them to the fact. There's a question here I want to add to. Someone says the 5 milliliter roller that I add to my goodie bag, it's a 5 ml Balance and Serenity. Yep, together. So it's 10 drops Balance, 10 drops Serenity in the 5 ml cup with FCO. Yep, one little thingy-majig there. And I call it Calm, Stress, Sleep, because who isn't going to use that? Everyone needs calming, has stress, and needs help sleeping. Heidi says, where was the FAQ located? You can purchase our FAQ systems on lisazimmer.net/shop. And we have a customer FAQ just for like what Tricia just said. Those top 20 most commonly asked questions or things you need problem solved for quickly. And we also have a builder one. Are we okay on time?
Yeah.
Okay. What I found, and this is new, I've been testing it for the last year, and I just launched it about 6 months ago. What I found was I was spending so much time the second someone said, oh, I want to share and build doTERRA, and there'd be like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of meetings for them to never actually move forward and take any action. Mm-hmm. And I want to help everyone, and I want to spend time with them. But those hours took me away from helping literally like save more people, right? And which is my goal in doTERRA. And I want to save people from what my family went through and use my time most effectively. And that was not it. And so I created the builder FAQ. So now when someone says, oh, I want to know more about that, I say, awesome. And I direct them to the builder FAQ. I say, read through posts 1 through 6 and let's set a time to chat. And posts 1 through 6 walks them through without me having to. Mm-hmm. It's self-learning. And if someone can print out a trifold and enroll a friend or family member, that's where some time investment goes, because that's someone that can change the world. Otherwise, people just have an idea that they want to do it. But this will help you decide who really does want to do it. And they may decide, yeah, never mind, right? The 1 through 6, of course, are not intimidating. It's here's how you get your own account. Here's what we do in doTERRA. Super basic. And now, because it's step-by-step, brand new people, because we find once people get to Premier, a lot of people quit or tap out in doTERRA, because then you have to start duplicating. You can't just be enrolling. If you're not duplicating, you're not going to get to the next levels. Right. Now, this was the resource instead of coming to Lisa. Hey, Lisa, help me educate this person on how to be a builder and share. Now I say, oh, fabulous, Tricia, that person's interested. Walk them through the builder FAQ, get them started with posts 1 through 6, and each post helps qualify them with questions at the end to know if they want to keep going for more. Let's host the class. Yeah. So I want to make sure that every single step of this beautiful doTERRA process has a tool to make everyone below you self-sufficient. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not, Tricia, I have a new builder. What do I do? Walk them through the builder FAQ system, posts 1 through 6. I'm out. Yeah. Peace out. You got it, girlfriend.
Yeah. And can you explain how you want it to work? Like, does one person buy it? Like every person buy it, or what can they share with their team?
Okay, perfect question. So it depends on the tool. So all of our tools that you purchase, like Trifold, Make and Take, every share and builder has to purchase their own. Otherwise, like the top person in doTERRA could have purchased one Trifold and given it to everyone, right? Yeah. That will not fund biz tips, which we have 5 people. We have 5 employees helping us run biz tips. And so we need you to buy the tools to fund biz tips, where we give you tons of stuff for free every day. But the FAQ system is the one where if Tricia purchased it and you were going to use her FAQ system in your team Facebook group, you just use what Tricia built. So that's how I do it on my team. So for example, I'm a diamond. A good majority of my builders, we all just use one team group. Okay. And so they just all use what we've put in that group. They don't have to buy it unless they're going to do their own. I have a few builders that are independent, can do their own. They buy their own FAQ system if they're going to be separate. That's the one tool that you all can share. But it's all using the same group or units and just tagging in what your leader built. The other tools, once you're a sharer or builder, you do need to purchase your own tools. What we do differently though is obviously you hand out this Make and Take in class. You're not charging people for that, right? You use the tools that we've provided you to help grow your customers into sharers and builders. So the second I enroll someone in their little welcome pack, there's a page called I Have My Oils Now What, that's free recipes to get them started with the top 10. In that, I include 2 or 3 printed trifolds and say, oh, Tricia, here's the deal. You're going to love this goodie bag. You're going to take it back to work tomorrow. You're going to use it. You're going to fall in love with it. And you're going to want your friends and people that you love to have these oils too. We don't order for our friends. We help them get their own account because then you get more stuff and they get more free stuff. So take the trifold that we use today and hand these out.
Awesome.
Turn them into a share and a builder. Once they become a share and builder and actually do start enrolling people, then explain to them, great, you're sharing and building. Now you need to purchase your own tool for rights to redistribute for copyright.
Yeah.
And so people always say, well, you give them a handout, like whose information is on it. Well, if their brand spanking new, it's going to have mine on it, right? It's going to have my website, my tools, because I'm not going to explain 100 PV. She doesn't even know how to use that balance and serenity roller yet, right? I'm not going to fry her brain with details. And I'm just going to give her the tool, and it's a test to see if she does anything with it. And then if someone enrolls in my back office, I'm going to know where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to say, my friend Susie just enrolled, or I'm going to see the Susie in the back office. My email is going to say, how did you hear about us? Because I know I don't know Susie.
Yeah.
And I'm going to find out in that 14 days where they came from. I'm going to call Tricia. Then I'm going to have a discussion with Tricia. Hey, there's an opportunity here. And you either, move the enrollment and get it fixed through placements that it really should go under Tricia because Tricia's going to build and they'll do it without penalty if it's done in right away. And, or Tricia says, yeah, nope, just take care of it. And I help Tricia upgrade so her friend can go under her. And then I give her some free stuff. Like I have videos and details about all that, but use our tools to turn people into sharers and builders. And then once you do, then help them order them for themselves. And but you can't go to someone brand new and say, do you want to share? And they're like, oh yeah. And they'll then be like, oh, well, that's $20 and that's $25. And that's what we used to do, right? With all the systems and stuff that you couldn't print yourself. And be like, oh, you want to share and build? Awesome. Now spend $25 on this, class in a box. And now spend, another whatever on this guide and this guide and this guide. And they'd be like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, here, take this free brochure that I'm giving you. And they'll be like, oh, sweet, this is easy. And once they make some money, then say, yeah, if you want to keep doing that, get your own tools.
So for people to get started, like some people are their personality is, I'm gonna learn how to do all these little bits and pieces that Lisa's talking about, and then I'm gonna act. But the best thing to do would just be get the brochure, start using it, and then fine-tune things later, right?
Yep. Get the trifold for $20. You can print as many as you like forever, edit it yourself, and learn the 60-second enrollment script. That's free. We'll do it all day long in there every time, right? And act. So hashtag action first, hashtag learn second.
Yeah.
So do it, figure out what you did wrong. I shouldn't have said that. No, but now you know. You saw their face. And I get a vendor event recently, right? I throw my people in with the wolves. We do a little brief, here's what you say and how you say it and why. Nobody retains that.
Right.
Do it yourself, right? So it was awesome. We can help you with that. Small bottle kit, big bottle kit. Oh, no, I can't afford it. Oh, great. We have the mini intro kit for $55. Should we go ahead and order that? Yeah, sounds good, right? That is literally the whole thing. And I would hear a 10-minute dissertation on the story of how they got into oils. And then someone literally gave the disclaimer, the FDA says, and I was like, right? But I probably did the same things when I first started. So go fail fast, fix it, and learn. I don't care how much
you can't refine what you're saying if you're not practicing it.
If you're not taking action, you can't fix what you're doing wrong. And you have to do it first to fix it. Go fail fast.
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
And you'll get it. Yep.
Very cool.
Action.
I think
Put yourself right out of business.
Yeah. So you guys just make sure, I'll send you the link in the follow-up email. You've got to get into Lisa's group. It's all there. Get the brochure, start using it, and then backfill the other little bits and pieces later, but go out and do, and you'll find your own words and your own swag and your own way. And you don't have to be Lisa Zimmer. You'll find your own way to do it. But she has the foundation in place and like the bones in place, and you can dress it up from there how it suits you best.
And what I like too is we're not competing with tools that doTERRA has to offer. We're filling the gaps. So you're not going to hand out a natural solutions class in a box booklet in the elevator, at the grocery store, at Costco, to the Uber driver, like all these places that people are enrolling people now with the trifold. And you figure out, do you love the natural solutions to teach the class and then move into your make and take? Or do you love the trifold? You have to figure out what's best for you and your path. But what's nice is you can fill the gaps with the pieces and do the whole package.
Absolutely. We have one more question. Do you ever bother with online classes?
Every week. So I teach business builders how to build a business and be better every week on Mondays at noon. Central Standard Time in Lisa Zimmer Essential Oils Biz Tips, and then every Thursday at noon, from hell or high water, unless it's holiday launch day. Thursday. I think I've canceled live twice in like 2 years, and one was for death in the family and one was for holiday products. Launch day. I was like, I'm sitting in my pajamas, still in my queue. I can't go live right now.
Yeah.
But every Thursday at noon, whether we're on vacation or whatever, I go live every Thursday at noon Central Standard Time in a public group where I just educate the world publicly, called Yay Oils Public Education. And that's basically an online class, so every week. And then I also do additional like mini classes live or Zoom or whatever in my members group where we can be a little more free with our language.
Got it.
Awesome. Constantly teach online classes. That's where people are at, folks. You better be on YouTube. You better be on Facebook Live, because everybody wants that Amazon, YouTube, simple, easy experience.
Yeah, and if you're not comfortable on video, just get yourself a free Zoom account, have a meeting by yourself and record it and practice and get comfortable. And if you hate it, trash it. No big deal.
My first videos were so bad. So I used to be so self-conscious and paranoid that I started my business in 2014, hit diamond in May of 2016. Didn't even take my first selfie, like photo, until like June or July of 2016, when somebody needed a photo for something for Diamond. Like I couldn't even take a selfie. I was gonna go live on video. And now you can't
look what happened.
See me. They can't get me off.
I know. I was so happy to run into you at convention, and I posted the picture, and everyone else was like, I wanted to meet her. You're doTERRA famous.
At convention, my husband was just like, what's happening?
That's awesome.
And I didn't even understand it either until like the first person came up to me like crying, and then I understood the impact. Like so many people in this business were so passionate about doing this and giving up or ready to give up because it was too confusing, too hard, not duplicatable. And we just made it so they could, so they could keep going. And that's when it finally clicked, because I was like, I'm not Brad Pitt.
More to us.
But it was just instilling and showing people and giving them the hope back. You really can do this. You don't have to be a famous blogger or a famous doctor or a famous like website like extraordinaire. Just hand somebody a trifold, man.
Yeah. Awesome.
And you can do it. I got goosebumps. Okay.
Yeah.
I love this stuff.
Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you so much for being here. This is just going to help so many people, and it's going to be going out in several different groups that I have going. So thank you so much. You're amazing. I'll get everyone the replay and the links. And
will you send me like a Dropbox link or something so I can share it with my team too? I was share what everyone's doing. Yay. Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. Happy oiling. Keep going.
Yep. All right.
Action first, learn second.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Tricia. Bye.